Okay, so please, if you can see my board, don't interview the board from your end, please, so that we won't have a lot of Okay, so yesterday we stopped at this point. Um, Yesterday we were able to create nodes. Like we create this nodes, seven, 8, 9, 10 nodes, and we are trying to talk about traversing the node, like how to go to the node and print out the node. And yesterday we were able to create node without any function. So today I'll be we'll be looking at how to create node, the functions, like we're looking at the insertion, deletions, traversing, those stuff like that. All right, so yesterday I was talking about I we were talking about linked list, right? And I said that for us to go through for us to print out all these nodes, you know, print out these 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I said in linked list that each node are joined together by a link. Like now this node is linked to this node, and this 8 is linked to this 9, and 9 is linked to this 10. And I said that for us to have a linked list, like a linked list, we have to we must understand how pointer works. That is, these 7 hold the address of 8, and 8 hold the address of 9, and 9 hold the address of 10. That's what make a linked list, and that's how the nodes are linked together. Now, and I said for you to go through the linked list, or for you to get the first node in a linked list, you have to have like a certain point. Like you have to know your head. Once you know your head, there's be very easy for you to go through the linked list or print out the linked list. So if you don't know the starting point, it's very difficult for you to print out nodes in the linked list. So when I talk about head, like the head is the starting point here. This head is holding the address of 7. Okay, and I assume that my address of 7 is 100. Okay, so basically my head is 100. So basically my head is holding the address of 7. Okay, and 7 is holding the address of 8. Let us know that this one is the address of 8 is 200, and the address of 9 is 300, and this, let's say, just say 400. All right, so in other words, my head is holding the address of 7, and my 7 is holding the address of 8, which is 200, and 8 is holding the address of 9, and 9 is holding the address of 10, and 10 is pointing to null. Pointing to null means that this is the end of the linked list. Okay, now, so for me to traverse through the linked list, I have to create, like, though I can use my, so far I know my starting point. I can start from my starting point and print out the nodes. So I created a temporary variable to hold the address of head. Like I want to point temp, like I'm pointing temp to what head is pointing to. Head is pointing to 7 here. It's pointing to the address of 7 here. So I'm using this term to hold the address of head. That is, I want to point to the exact thing my head is pointing to, so that I want to, what I'm trying to do here is that this head, I want to make it static. In the sense that, so far I've known my starting point, then I want to make something like a temporary variable that will just go through the list for me and print out the nodes. Okay, that I won't have to I won't have to use my head to what, to look through the linked list. So I just use my temporary variable and loop through the linked list and print out all my nodes. Though you can use your head also, to print out the nodes in the linked list, but here I am using temp. Now, I want to use a while loop. Like why temp is not null. Okay, you know, for you to print out nodes in a linked list, for you to print out nodes in a linked list, though you know the starting point, but you do not know the end, the end point. Okay, right now I can only see my head, but I can't see my like in a linked list. All right, it is easy for you to know once you know the head, then you can print out the head, but you don't know it is hard to know the end point of that linked list. Okay, now here let's assume that we have thousands of this thing or millions of these linked lists linked together. So obviously we don't know the end point, though we know the starting point. Okay, so right now I'm not saying that so far I point my temp to head. Okay, I think my temp is holding the add, like my temp is pointing to the same thing head is pointing to. Okay, so I'm not saying that why temp is not null. Okay, why this temporary is not a null character, it's not equals to null, then I want to print out my node. That is, this temp we now go to the linked list like this, print out node. That is, we go to this linked list and print out 7. Then the program will check again, and is temp equals to null now. Now temp is not equals to null in this sense. Then it will now print out 8 and go again, and go again. And okay, is temp equals to null. Okay, and once temp is equal to this null, so obvious that means that the that I have reached the end point of the linked list. Okay, once my temp is equals to null, I have reached the end point of the linked list. Okay, so then I will break. Then once I reach this null, like at the end of the linked list, then I will break out of the loop. Okay, so this is what that's just a way to print out or to traverse through a linked list. So let's see how the program works in on a terminal. Please do you understand before I go on, before I show us on terminal. Okay, all right.
Please, I'm just Johnny. Good evening.
Okay, sir.
Okay, please, what's the program you wrote there? While temp is not equal to null, that is not null.
Yeah.
Print out node.
Yes.
All right, please, can you explain the third line? Temp is equal to temp. What's that, please?
Okay, I'm saying temp equals to temp next. Temp, like now, this
Okay.
temp, this arrow. Okay, I'm just saying that is a link, is a link part there. Okay, this link here. Okay, that is the next node. That is temp equals to the next node. That is temp. Let's now I'll print this 7 first. Then is temp equals to null. Right now it's not equals to null. Now be temp, this temp will be holding the next node. That is temp next. That is 7, sorry, temp next. Okay, that is I'm pointing to the next node, which is 8 now. That's what I'm doing here. I'm storing the next node inside this temp. Okay, why this temp
Okay.
is not null, there's way again, temp next. Okay, that is temp next,
Okay.
the next node. Okay, why this temp is not null again, you check. Now it's not null, then we go again, temp next. Though this temp will be holding the next node. So why this temp is now equal, now look at this, temp next now is not null. So why this temp is not equal to null, in this sense now, this guy is now equals to null, then to break out of the loop.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so how to create my temp for my terminal. So I'm saying struct node of type struct, equals to null. So temp equals to head. That is, I'm now pointing to the same thing head here is pointing to. Okay, I'm pointing to the exact same thing that head here is pointing to. Okay, sorry for the noise. So now let's use a while loop to now loop through why my temp is non equals to null. Okay, then print out print %d temp n. Yeah, is n. Okay, then I want to store the next node temp like this. That is, I'm storing the next node inside my temp. Okay, because initially my this printf will print out this guy here, will print out 7. Okay, then after that it will now move to this to line 40 and store the next node in temp, and the next node is what? The next node is 8. Temp next, look at it, temp next is 8. So we store the next node in temp, which is 8, and check, is temp equals to null? Now temp is not equals to null, then it will print out 8. If you check for the ninth, for the 9 one, the 9 node, that is the next node, I mean this 9. Okay, then to check again, is temp equals to null? Now temp is not equals to null, so it will print out 9. Now this guy again will now store the next node. The next node here is what? The next node is 10. Okay, the next node is 10. So it's going to what? Input, store the next node inside my temp. Okay, and check, is temp equals to null? Now temp is not equals to null, then it will print out 10. Okay, now store the next address, the next node. In this case now, our temp is now equal, our next node is equals to null. Okay, so we store this null inside my temp, inside inside my temp. Okay, so temp equals, so now my temp will now be equals to null. So now check, why is my temp equals to null now? Yes, my temp is equals to null, then to break out of the loop. Okay, so let me do a formatting here, new line, sorry, new line. So let's check it out. This is example 8.c. Okay, I don't know what is going on here. Why is saying my struct node? Hold on. Temp equals to head. Same thing now. $39. It's already a pointer. Let me use PTR. I mean, I don't understand. Not be variable. Hello, can you guys see my screen? Hello.
Yes, I can see your screen. I don't know.
Okay. Please just someone. Don't know what I'm getting wrong here. Wow. Yeah, sorry. Look at it here. Our next. Hope you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Yeah. So this guy, I said, sorry, my bad. It's my mistake. Link. Now, this one here, is the link part. Okay, that link this to this. So in other words, in my program, I suppose to what have supposed to be a link, okay, ptr link, or we are using temp, right? Let's use consider you are using temp temp and temp. Am I still audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, temp. Okay, so now we should get our answer now. Yeah, so it's working fine now. So the mistake was the link that link everything together. I mean, this link part here, okay, I supposed to, that is my, my temp next, my temp link, okay, that link to 8, that link to 9, that link to 10, okay. So I have to store the next node, okay, the next node inside temp. So and the next node is linked by the help of this link that I use inside my struct here. Do we get it? Hello.
Okay. Can you take it again?
Okay, so I'm saying that this temp equals to temp link, okay. I am storing the next node, as I explained earlier, that I am storing the next node, okay. And for my next node now is 8 here, right? That is temp
Yes.
link. So this link here is the like the next, like this, I said that my 7 is holding the address of 8, right? And this node is a pointer, and it's pointing to this word, to this 8, okay. So the address, the pointer there, the link that link this 7 and 8 together, is the pointer we are talking about, okay, this link. And we have created that
Okay.
link from the start. Look at it here, okay. Struct node
Yes, sir.
link. You can call it any other thing. You cannot call it next, okay, depending on what you want to achieve. But I'm trying to explain the link, like how a linked list link together in a memory. Do you understand now?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yes, sir. For me, I understand.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think I
So
understand what the link is used for now.
okay, awesome. So now let's see how to add, how to insert at the beginning. Okay, let's see how to insert at the beginning. So I will use this. Please, do you understand before I move on to this to the next one? Insertion at the beginning. At the beginning. Hello. So this is a node that I want to insert to this edge, to this beginning of this node. Okay, so I want to insert this here. Okay, so for me to insert this new node, and obviously my new node will be pointing to, like, we have new node, then the next we pointing to null. Okay, so like this is pointing to a null, a null, that is I'm creating just a node. Then also was now add this node at the beginning. Okay, at the beginning of the linked list. Okay, so let's assume this, let's call it 2. So I want to add 2 at the beginning of the linked list. Now you know right now, sorry guys. Okay, so you know right now my head is pointing to this. Okay, my head is holding the address of this 7, right? Did oh god. Yeah, so my head is holding the address of this 7. Okay, so if I try to point my head, okay, if I try to point my head to temp like this, then my head will lose everything here. My head will lose everything here because I am trying to point head to the new node, and you know that this head is a starting point that hold all these together. So when if I deallocate this head, then all these will be what, will be deleted. Okay, because I won't be able to access them again, though they'll be on the memory, but I won't be able to access them again. Okay, so like this, by trying to point this head direct to the next node, to the new node, you know, to I'm trying to add a new node at the beginning. So by pointing this head to this new node at the beginning, then all these I won't be able to access this node, this linked list again. Okay, so now for me to now add this node at the beginning, okay, then I will make use of this temp. Okay, I will make use of this temp, that is my temp, um you know, my let me just do this. Yeah, so my temp, let's get rid of this guy here. All right, let me take this guy here, let me take this one to here. Okay, now this is a new node, right? We want to add it to the what, to the beginning of this node, of this linked list. So now I have to create like a temporary, a temp variable, that will point to this new node. Okay, that will point to this new node. Then you know my temp is already pointing to head. Let's put it here. Temp pointing to head. Okay. Now this temp is pointing to head already. Then if I want to add this guy to the beginning of this of the linked list, then I will have to now point this temp to the new node. Okay, I point this guy to the new node, so obviously this will be removed, right? I point this guy to the what? To the new node. So now this guy will be holding the address of this new node, right? That is, my temp is this new node. Okay, my temp is this new node. Why my head is still pointing to this linked list? My temp is this new node. So for me to now add this new node at the beginning, all right, then I will have to point this temp to this first. That is my so if you want to assume that this is my temp, right? This is my temp. Okay, this is my temp. Let me just remove this guy first. And my temp will now have to point to the what head is pointing to, like this. Okay, so now my temp, my new node, is pointing to this what? To this linked list. Okay, now for my head to like for this guy to recognize in the linked list, then my head has to point to this temp, to this new node. Okay, like this. So with this now, my head won't lose these nodes, because my temp is, initially my temp is pointing to the same thing head is pointing to. So now this temp will point to this node in the linked list. So when head point to this new node here, this my temp will still be holding this will holding this node in the linked list. Okay, then I will update my head to now point to this guy. Once my head point to this guy, then we now have something like this.
Your
Okay,
network is breaking. Sorry.
hello. So this guy, and for me to insert a new node, this is a new node, I call it 2. I want to insert this new node next. Okay, new node link. So I want to insert this new node at the beginning. Okay, so for me to insert this new node at the beginning, okay, if I try to point my head to this new node, then I won't be able to, I will lose track of this linked list, because this head is a starting point that is pointing to these nodes. So once I point this head to this new node, then I will not be able to access these guys, these links, these nodes again. Okay, so that's why I need another variable called temp variable that will point to the same thing head is pointing to. Okay, that will point to same thing head is pointing to, like this. Okay, so let's assume that the address of head is 1000. Okay, so obviously my temp, what will be is my temp is holding the address of what? Of this. of this head. Okay, now my temp is pointing the same thing head is pointing to now, because obviously for my head my temp to be pointing to head, so definitely anything my head is pointing to, my temp will be pointing to it also. So now for me to now bring this new node at the beginning of a linked list, okay, then I can now say that, okay, my head, the thing you have to note here is I have to if I want to insert this node at the beginning here, then I have to update my my temp first. That is, my temp has to point to this, has to hold or let's do it this way. My head, if my my temp is already pointing to this head, or okay, my head is pointing to this guy, right? Then I now have to point my temp to this new node. Okay, that is, originally this temp, or this temp is pointing, is holding this address of this head, sorry, of this new point, of this new node. Okay, so now let me just, so that it won't be confusing, let me clean all this guy. Now basically, let me take this guy out. Okay, now this my temp, let me call it temp, pointing to this head, sorry, I'm saying head, pointing to this new node. Okay, pointing to this new node, and new node is pointing to what? To null, right? To null. Okay, so for me for this temp to point to this head, to this at the beginning of the linked list, then I have to update my temp first. That is, I have to point this new node to the linked list first. That is, my this link here, this next guy here, okay, will now, let me remove this guy, let me put it here, sorry, let me put it here. We all know that our head is pointing to this, right? Now this guy now will now point to this, okay. That is, this new node will now enter to the beginning, then my head will now point to this, okay. My head will now point to this. So right now I'll be able to point my node to the beginning. I'll be able to insert my node at the beginning. So at the end of it all, we will now have something like this. Something like this, then while my head will now be pointing to this. Please, do we get it before we see it in code?
Yes.
Awesome. So let's see it in
Excuse me, sir.
okay.
Sorry, I think I was following, but at some point I think I lost track. You said for sorry, for me to be able to insert the 2 before 7,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to redirect. I thought the head carries the address of the 7. That's before inserting 2. The head was pointing to 7.
Yes.
And you, if I got you correctly, you said they cannot involve the head in the looping process. So we have to assign, like to create a new variable, which is temp, and assign the value of head to temp. So temp will now be equal to the head, right?
That one is traversing, and again, I'm not saying that that we have to create new node to traverse through the linked list. You can use your head also, okay? But the reason why I create that that temporary variable is just to show that I want my head I don't want to like I want my head to be static while I want my temp to traverse through the linked list, okay? Though you can use your head also to um, loop through the linked list, and
Okay, that,
and in that case it is traversing, it is looping through the linked list. But in this case we are what inserting at the beginning.
yes. So where I yet to change the redirect the address of temp to pointer to, I didn't quite get it because it was really breaking. Yeah.
Okay,
Can you
now
just maybe take it again?
okay,
Sorry.
what I do is okay, let me just take this guy out first. Yeah, so something like this. Now what I do is my this is my new node, right? And my new node is pointing to my new node okay, let me take this out. My new node is pointing towards to null, right? It's pointing towards to
Yes, sir.
null, okay?
Yes, sir.
My new node is pointing to null here. Let me put it there. Oh god, null, right? Now for and I said that for you to for your head to oh and for your and note that my head, right, my head is pointing to the what, to the beginning, to the or to this to 7, right?
Yes.
That is the starting point, okay? So now
Yes.
if I want to point my head to the if I want to insert this to the beginning, all right,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have to point this starting point, this edge, to this new beginning, to this new node, right? And if I
Yes.
point this edge to this new node here, I will lose these nodes, okay? I will lose
Yes, sir.
these nodes. So I don't want to lose this node. Then I now create a temporary, okay, a temporary variable that will hold this temp, that will hold this new node. Oh, okay, so I call it temp. I call it temp. Oh, sorry, are you still with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
I call it temp, temp, right? Now this temp is pointing to this what, new, to this new node, okay, this new node, okay? So now if I want to point this head to this guy, I will the first thing I'm gonna do is you have to point this temp first to what head is pointing to. That is, I want to point this new node to this head, to this beginning first. That is, I am pointing my temporary node, this node, okay, I am pointing it to this, to the beginning, okay? though my head is still pointing to the beginning. So now my temp and my head are pointing to the same thing. Okay, so it's been easy for me now to now remove to now point my head to the new node, because I oh sorry, because I know that my temp is pointing the same thing my head is pointing to. So I won't lose these guys, these nodes here, I won't lose them. Okay, so then I will now update my head to point to the new node. Okay, so this guy, this one here will now enter to the what, will now enter to the beginning. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
So my head now is pointing to it as the what, the first node. Do you get that now?
Yes, yes, I do. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Very clear.
Okay, so now let's see how we can do that. So now okay, I will call it void insert. Can you see my screen at beginning?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so struct node, struct node, um head. Yeah, so the first thing we want to do is we have to create, we have to create what, we have to create our node first, and we have to create our node, right? Here I said that when I create my node, I said my temp is pointing to this new node, right? Okay, so in other words, this new node is like a temp. Okay, like a temp node. Okay, that is pointing the new node, this new node, just like a temp that temp is pointing to. Okay, so we have to create that. Let me just quickly write the pseudo code here. So this, am I still very very audible now? Hello.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, you are.
okay, so um we create a new node. So create a new node called temp, right? Called temp, right? Then our temp, we have to point our temp to what, to head, right? To head. Then our head will now be equals to the temp, to the temp, which is this. Okay, so let's see it in code. So struct node temp. So I have to create a memory for it, size of struct node. Okay, then temp, we want to call it that is 2, right? 2. Then temp link equals to null, right? That is these two. What I just did now is, let me remove this guy back. So what I just did now is I created a node. I created a node of 2, then link to null, right? um Sorry, to null, right? So in other words, this temp, oh sorry, this new node is pointing to what, to null. Okay, so now for me to now for me to point my temp to head, my head to the new node, then I have to update that my temp, my temp link, that is my temp that is pointing to null, I want to point to head. Okay, so that is my temp will pointing to the same thing head is pointing to. Okay, so look at it now. So temp next link, okay, equals to head. So right now I am pointing um head. I am pointing this new node to head. Okay, I am pointing this new node to head. Okay, now what I want to do here is, then my head will now be equals to temp. Okay, my head will now be equals to temp. Okay, so once my head is equal to temp, so I'm saying that I want to insert it to the beginning. Okay, um like this. Sorry, that's like this. Let me just draw another one, then like this. Then my head will now be pointing to it. Okay, same thing here. Head now equals to temp, then yeah. So basically that's how to insert at the beginning. So let's see if it's going to work as expected. Okay, insert at the beginning, head. Right now we are inserting inside this function. So I want to add one parameter to it. Let me call it num. Okay, so that we can add it from the function, from the main function. Okay, I would like to return my head. So struct node, I will make this of a struct node. So let me make it of a pointer to point to the address of the, then I will return head. Okay, so head equals to insert, then I pass in my head, then I want to pass in 2. Okay, so now we have 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's check if it's going to add at the beginning. Look at it, we have our 2. So with this we can keep adding, and we won't have any issue. Insert at the beginning, head, let's add 1, then let's add 0. Insert at the beginning, head, 0. So everything should work fine. Look at it, 0, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do we get it?